Hi, this is Maureen St. Germain. By now you should know my voice and my pretty face. Last month we ended on this lovely prayer. I am asking for a day of heaven on earth for me and everyone I come in contact with. And I highly recommend that you make that your personal mantra for every day. That will start to garner in for you all kinds of really cool experiences. You'll have experiences like I did one time when I was staying in a lovely hotel. It was a birthday gift from my mother, and we were in this lovely room with a beautiful lanai, and there was smoke coming in the room. And then she started to be concerned because she didn't like the smoke. I didn't like it either. So I called downstairs, and they called the guy, and he said, I've been here all week. I've been smoking on the lanai all week. I'm not going to stop now, even though it was a non-smoking room. So they said to me, would you be willing to let us move you? And I checked in with my higher self, and the answer was yes. So I said, okay, even though we had already unpacked and gotten ourselves settled, and it was only one night, but we moved. They moved us to a suite. They didn't have any other rooms, and they wanted to make sure we were happy. Those are the kinds of things you can expect when you claim for yourself a day of heaven on earth and one for everyone else. It doesn't mean you will get what you think you deserve, but it does mean you will have fabulous outcomes, maybe even better than what you expected. So how do you get in this place, and how do you stay in this place? And this little prayer is one of them. One of the other really important ways is your intention. Now, a lot of people don't realize that their thoughts are their intentions. You don't have to make an intention to have an intention. So if you're bummed because your favorite football team lost this week, or if your favorite sports team didn't make whatever playoffs they were interested in, if you started to feel down about that, that's your intention of disappointment and frustration. So what you want to do is choose to fill your field with things that make you happy. So watch video, if you like sports, watch videos of the successful events in sports. If you like comedy, then watch some comedy routines that make you happy. You can pick your venue, but make sure you are feeling in your energy body the feelings that you want more of. And so it's very important to understand. Sometimes people think, well, I haven't made any intentions. Why is all this stuff happening to me? And the answer is, oh, yes, you have, because you haven't cleared yourself. Now, here's another note that people don't realize. We're all plugged into mass consciousness until we unplug. So if you're watching the news, if you watch the weather, all of these things on TV, you're now plugged into mass consciousness. If you're somebody that has to have your morning cup of joe, then you're plugged into mass consciousness. And again, without realizing it, your intention are the intention of the masses. So one of the ways that you start to claim your own version of the reality is to notice what you notice. Now that's very interesting, and it's not so easy. So let me give you an example. In the movie The Matrix, the first one, Neo noticed that there was a cat that moved backwards and then moved forward. And they're climbing the stairs, and he catches this on his, somehow he manages to notice this. So he says to his escorts, what's going on? What's the deal with that cat? And they said, well, what did you see? And when he repeated what he saw, they announced to him, oh, there's a glitch. That means we've been spotted. We have to get out now. And they literally exited the Matrix. Now, what you can do is ask your angels and your guides and your higher self to help you notice your behavior, help you notice what things give you outcomes you like, and to help you notice when you're downgrading. Now, years ago, I worked with dentists, And one of the dentists who was on the board of directors pulled me aside and she said to me, Maureen, you have to remember that a dentist is trained to look into your mouth to find out what's wrong. And so many of us are trained like that. And we're looking at everything we like and we say nothing. And then we look at everything we don't like and we say, oh, isn't that ugly? Isn't that bad? Isn't that, isn't that garbagey or whatever? We have a label and we're drawing attention to what we don't want. So I began to say with the people I hang out with, what if we decided to only talk about those things that we like? And then anytime I noticed that we were moving into the kind of conversation that would be talking about what we didn't want, I would simply ask the question, are we talking about what we don't want? And usually people would laugh and we would get off of it and we would focus on what we do like. And there's lots of things in life that you like.